Hey Deadites, welcome back to another video. Firstly, thank you to those who watched my Evil Dead Burn Red Band trailer breakdown. I really appreciate all your support and everything you guys do for the channel. Yesterday I came across the international trailer on Instagram and thought it was worth talking about because the opening of the trailer gives us a lot more story context. I then put out a poll asking if you guys wanted to see me break down the scenes exclusive to this trailer, and most of you said yes. So here we are. Now, just to be clear, I won't be covering the entire trailer since I already talked about the majority of the footage in my previous breakdown. In this video, I'll only be focusing on the new scenes exclusive to the international trailer. Let's jump straight in. So the international trailer opens exactly the same as the teaser trailer with a shot of the house. The trailer then cuts to a wedding video as we see the family sitting around the dining table, all watching the footage that Joseph is playing. And this wedding video gives us a bit more character background as we see Alice and William, who have just recently married. Alice was shown quite a lot in the previous trailer, but William not so much. All we really knew from the Red Band trailer was that he died, but we didn't know how. Well, in this trailer, that's all about to change because things are not looking good for William. After switching off the video, Susan then thanks Joseph for showing it. He then goes to sit down at the table, but is told not to sit in that specific chair because that's where William sat. It's here that we see the character Edgar, played by Errol Shand, and I believe he's the stepfather of the family. He was briefly featured in the Red Band trailer, but here we see much more of him. Now, considering we didn't know what happened to William in the previous trailer, things become a lot clearer here. We see him driving in the rain on a dark road. Then the trailer cuts back to the family as Edgar asks Alice where her wedding ring is, since she doesn't appear to be wearing it. We then see Susan also asking about the ring. The trailer doesn't make it clear why Alice is not wearing the ring, but of course we'll find out when we watch the film. As all of this is going on, the trailer keeps cutting back to William, and eventually we see him getting into a car accident. A woman appears standing in the middle of the road, causing him to crash. The woman standing in the road seems to be the same Deadeye that we saw in the lake location from the Red Band trailer. I'm sticking with my gut, this is Jessica from Evil Dead Rise. We then cut back to the family and Alice is clearly being pressured about the wedding ring. Edgar looks rather intimidating in this shot as he asks Alice if she sold it. She responds with, "Of course not," but Edgar clearly doesn't believe her. It's actually worth noting that we get to see the family dog in this trailer before it becomes possessed. In the next cut, we see that William's car has been flipped upside down before the trailer cuts back to the family once again. Edgar is really pushing Alice here. Alice clearly doesn't want to have this conversation, saying, "I really think we should do this another time," and Edgar responds with,
"No, now's the best time."
As he says this, we see him gripping a corkscrew, and I think it's pretty obvious that this is going to be used in some violent way. Either a Deadite uses it on a victim, or a victim uses it on a Deadite. We then get some quick shots of William's wrecked car, followed by Alice and Susan standing side by side as Susan says,
"Will's looking down on us from above."
Then we get something rather strange. The trailer then cuts back to Edgar, and honestly he looks like he's got rabies, or maybe he's just a messy eater. Either way, he doesn't look too good. Now, this shot right here shows Edgar looking relatively normal, but then here in this shot, he's clearly not looking too good. It seems like this dinner scene is taking place all at the same time, so something must go seriously wrong between when we see Edgar here in this shot and here. Unless there's another dinner scene later on, and it's there when he starts showing signs of possession. We then cut to a lighter being lit, and I honestly can't make out whose hand this is. It doesn't outright say that this scene is connected to William's crash, but it more than likely is. At first I thought it could be Jessica's hand, but I went back and watched scenes from Evil Dead Rise featuring her, and at no point does she seem to have black nails. We know they're not Thaya's nails because hers are yellow. So, Alice? I don't think so, because we get a close-up of her fingers while she's looking through the journal and she has blue fingernails. So with this shot, your guess is honestly as good as mine. As expected, in the next shot, William's car goes up in flames, along with William himself. It's a fantastic visual. From there, the rest of the trailer plays out pretty much the same as the Red Band trailer, so I'm going to skip over all that. If you want to hear my thoughts on those scenes, go and check out my Red Band trailer breakdown. Now, I have a theory that the Deadite who has the ability to burn anything it touches is more than likely William. It makes sense since he's the only character in the trailer who is literally on fire as both a human and a Deadite. Plus, if you look closely at this shot, you'll notice a wedding ring on the Deadite's hand, so I'm glad this trailer gives us a bit more context here. Actually, as a side note, if we go back to the wedding video and look at where Alice and William are standing, this garden mausoleum structure appears multiple times throughout the trailer. We see it in the opening shot on the left side of the frame, we obviously see it again in the wedding video, and then we see it once more where presumably Deadite William is standing before setting it on fire. So judging by the wedding video, it seems that footage took place outside the front of the house. Moving on, the scene with Edgar and Thea in the car is slightly different here. This is quite a creepy shot right here because we get a really good look at Polly after she's become possessed. She would look right at home in a Conjuring movie, don't you think? The trailer then continues mostly the same as the Red Band trailer, except we get a couple of alternate shots of Thea and Joseph in the kitchen. So overall, I think story-wise, this trailer works a lot better. It gives much more context, and honestly, I think it might actually be the better trailer. What do you Deadites think? Which trailer do you prefer? Drop a comment below and let's get a conversation going. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, stay groovy.